to 9:30 a.m.
Get your morning inspired, be informed. Let's interact only on the morning drive.
Make it I'm Martin Efanshuku, aka Lady B and Meta, from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on the morning drive.
Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM, this beautiful Wednesday morning of January 2023. It's a minute past the hour of 7, and this is the newspaper headlines. And before we go through with the headlines, let's go on the short break. We'll be right back.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and write to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC.
You're tuned to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. On our table this morning, we'll be taking a good look at the leadership, Daily Post, Vanguard, Sun, Tribune, Guardian, Punch, Nation, and the Premium Times. By joining us on our Facebook page at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. You can send in your SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 9666 1035. Stream us online on mixlr.com/gistfm. My name is Divan.
And I'm Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper. Of emerging technologies, Osibanjo tells youths in Liberia. Ogun communities seek intervention over collapsed Okepa Link Bridge. We will soon name our preferred presidential candidate, Wike declares. Why election must hold in Southeast by MASSOB. Gates Foundation earmarks $8.3 billion to fight poverty, others in 2023. Akeredolu reveals health status, say no cause for alarm. On East Scam at Central Bank of Nigeria as official grapple with integrity issue. Researcher for Once Against Fake News threatens legal action. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps solicits collaboration with Anambra Judiciary to fight crimes. Terrorists kill 3, abduct 6 in Castena. 2023, we are ready. INEC Chair Yakubu insists at Chatham House. Joint Task Force, FEM, bust bunkering syndicate, discover tampered oil rigs in Ondo. President seeks confirmation of 7 new ICPC members. Witness narrates how Nollywood actor stabbed neighbor. Stakeholders want police to arrest attackers of Coalition of United Political Parties spokesperson. National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, National Metallurgical Development Center, move to revamp iron steel sector. Customs hand over 2.6 million naira cannabis to National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Niger. Akpoti Udwanga alleges Kogi plans to stop WAEC grant. Government threatens judges, orders against sexual, gender-based violence. Free trade zones attracted investment worth 14.1 trillion naira, says Minister. Soludo's aid urges diaspora indigenes to invest in Anambra, empower citizens. BBC News launches 2023 Komla Dumo Award in celebration of journalistic talent in Africa. Delta Police confirm rescue of female students who attempted suicide. Court sentences nursing mother to 6 years imprisonment for drug trafficking. Edo residents applaud Obaseki security for prompt rescue of hostages. Buhari greets Anyoko at 90. Shun electoral violence. Rivers Commissioner of Police tells youths. Abiola vows to one shot as police traders clash in Lagos. Lagos government, ELCA, expands the film industry. Buhari seeks confirmation of 7 independent corrupt practices and other related offenses commission members. 2023 poll, Bajabia Miller, decry rise in insecurity, rallies support of stakeholders. Group raises alarm over alleged plot to sabotage elections, urges Buhari to intervene. 2023, INEC accredited CSOs launch follow the results campaign in Kogi, Delta, orders to curb electoral fraud. That's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning.
In leadership, 2023, IT security breaches will make or break businesses tenure. Debt, DMO targets 1.2 trillion naira through FGN bonds in Q1. Economists foresee stronger 3.3% growth for Nigeria. Equities rebounds by 192 billion naira on renewed bullish activity. Polaris Bank builds digital literacy capacity for core members. Nasemi, NNDC signed MOU to revamp iron and steel sector. Federal government warns against adulterated fertilizer production distribution. Access Holdings target further African expansion and fertilizer production distribution. Access Holdings target further African expansion and 5 years growth strategy. NGX, IFC partner on gender-based violence in workplaces. A&G Insurance facilitates 206 million naira claims to policyholders under new leadership. A&G Insurance facilitates 206 million naira claims to policyholders under new leadership. 106 million naira claims to policyholders under new leadership. Election, worsening economic situation to fuel cyber threats. AFCFTA, Africa must dismantle tariff barriers hindering continental trade. Kaduna Chamber of Commerce holds 44th Trade Fair February 3. So Energy powers 37 military hospitals in Ghana with solar power. Why you should avoid foods high in trans fat, Ibrahim. Medication errors. Ensuring patient safety, a collective responsibility. Federal government. Low blood count can lead to cardiac arrest, says Farmer Fen. The trajectory of Benue State under Governor Samuel Otom. In Mauritania, Buhari canvasses more investment in youth skills acquisition. Federal government, states, local government areas share 990 billion naira in January. Blair, wife, commiserates with additional over mother's death. People hide incompetence under religion. Buhari, talks on preferred presidential candidates almost concluded. Wike, I will make Nigerians happy as Maimuna's memo. Japa and other stories. The activists I know. Doba Hotel bombing. Mystery around Baguda Kalto's death unresolved 27 years after. 23.7 trillion naira request. Finance Minister, CBN holding NAS to ransom Senate, 23.7 trillion naira request. Finance Minister, CBN holding NAS to ransom, Senate. Tinubu hits Atiku again, alleged at Chatham House. INEC says presidential runoff possible. No excuse over 2023 general election. Senate declares. Governors to meet Emefiele over new Naira notes. Buhari seeks approval for 7 ICPC nominees. NBC cautions broadcasters against hate speech, inflammatory remark. Osibanjo advocates national consensus to curb corruption. En route Nozibi, rumination on Africa, Nigeria. Release of repentant terrorists to states. People hide incompetence under religion. Buhari, British millionaire. Ratcliffe declares interest in buying Man United. Foundation gives 500,000 naira to first baby of 2023. Troops kill bandits, clear hideouts in Kaduna. That's all from leadership.
And now we move over to the Punch newspaper. Be committed to Gbajabi Amila tells reps. Address insecurity ahead elections. Northern Christians cancel federal government. Lagos police warn parties against violence. INEC suffered 50 attacks in 4 years. Spokesman. Akeredolu recovering from health challenges, says aide. Ngige, Konua, Nok Asu. Union plans emergency meeting. New Vice Chancellor promised to make University of Lagos Solution Center. Over 500,000 security personnel to man polling booths. Police presence at Emefiele's Abuja home stirs controversy. Federal government, Lagos dole out cash to indigent residents. $1 billion spent to recover terrorists seized by terrorists. $1 billion spent to recover territories seized by terrorists. Buhari. Makinde to compensate landowners. Work towards new Nigeria, cleric urges citizens. Court stops Lagos from taking over my 12 market. Sanwo-Olu's wife seek end to open defecation. Court awards 27 million naira against Nigerian security civil defense corps officials for assaulting lawyers. Libya, Russia-Ukraine conflict, stalling security efforts. Buhari. World's oldest known person dies at 118. Spokesman. Court summons Emefiele over $53 million Paris club debt. Some Nigerians use religion for political. Joint forces bust bunkering syndicate in Ondo. Northern reps block bill for voluntary NYSC participation. You projected Nigeria's greatness. Buhari hails Anyoko at 90. Court stops Lagos from taking over market. Buhari writes Senate seek reappointment of ICPC commissioners. You didn't lead economic management team. Ezekwesili knocks Atiku. No cause for alarm over Akeredolu's health aid. INEC to conduct mock accreditation ahead February polls. Focus on legislative duties. Gbajabi Amila urges reps. INEC will hold elections despite attack on facilities. Share. INEC satisfied with election preparations, says Share. 2023 elections belong to young people. INEC. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. ECOWAS gets 6 new ambassadors. INEC chairman addressed Chatham House. Gates Foundation to spend $8.3 billion in fighting poverty. Teachers in England, Wales announced strike over pay. Rescue kidnapped Akwa Ibom PDP leader. Reps urge Inspector General of Police. Senate to adjourn plenary for elections. People with disabilities still face barriers despite the Disability Act, non-governmental organization. Niger National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to go after drug peddlers. Commander. Defamation. Kano files 20 billion naira suit against Malami. P&ID court grants foreign medical trip for ex-Lagos AG. Kano, US targets Nigeria as terrorism sponsor. Lawyer. Vietnam president resigns amid anti-corruption probe. Depression. Nigerian women twice more vulnerable, says neuropsychiatrics. Pope Francis to visit Africa, January to February. Nigeria's survival depends on restructuring, says Okotie. 25 million Nigerians at high risk of hunger. 12 things to know as applicant for Nigeria Immigration Service. China's population shrinks first time in 60 years. Ogun denies Atiku access to stadium for rally. Nigeria's problem need intervention of traditional institutions. Oluwo. Aviation Ministry holds Aerotropolis Cargo Terminal Bidders Conference. Aviation Minister holds Aerotropolis Cargo Terminal Bidders Conference. ASU may sue federal government over withheld salaries. Lack of focused leadership responsible for insecurity. And lastly, bitter politics won't aid development, says Jonathan.
In Daily Post, 2023, Atiku Tinubu in battle over health issues, alleged corruption. 2023, stop misleading Nigerians. You never headed economic team. Ezekwesili hits Atiku. Ekiti, abducted Reverend Father Michael Olumfinlade regains freedom. Ondo, the Joint Military Special Forces bust bunkering syndicate, bomb crude oil-laden boats. Federal government, West African Police, Interpol to fight Nigeria's insecurity. Lagos Airport Customs intercept police military uniforms weeks to 2023 election. Troops neutralized 2 bandits, clear several hideouts in Kaduna. 2023 elections. Tasks INEC on credible, free, fair polls. Ohaneze charges Southeast governors on release of IPOB leader Kano. Igbo youths demand removal of military checkpoints in Southeast. Collaborate with other security agencies. Adeleke orders immediate search, rescue of kidnapped farmers in Oshun. Ekiti Deputy Governor Ayufe supports boarding system in schools. The Northern States Christian Elders Forum fumes over on Christian clergy churches. EFCC, ICPC, CCB receive Kiamo's petition to arrest Atiku. My illness threatening. Akeredolu debunks rumors over health status. 2023. Why Nigeria must conduct peaceful elections. ECOWAS Commission. We established Konwa NAMDA to unbundle ASU, NAG, Labour Minister Ngige. Woman appears in Delta Court, begs Governor Sanwo-Olu to acknowledge her child. Confession by suspect did not indict Emara Chima in Ekoli Eda violence. Ebonyi government. Confession by suspect did not indict Emara Chima in Ekoli Eda violence. Ebonyi government. Buhari celebrates Emeka Anyoko at 90. Ondo government speaks on Akeredolu's health after wife's leaked audio. Bajabiamila bemoans attack on politicians, says election under threat. 2023. Kogi Governor Bello bans payment of WAEC fees for candidates by donors. Chieftaincy tussle. Ogun indigents petition DSS accuse Eba chief of imposition. Worries as Oshun tops list of political violence states. 2023. Money politics can't take Nigeria out of present woes. Buhari. Uzodinma's comment on Ikenga Ugochinyere strengthens our suspicion. Imo PDP. Abia PDP Guba candidates sick. They even appropriated my wife. Ikbazu confirms. Nigeria captive to elite gang up. P2B. P2B takes stand on CBN Governor Emefeli's ordeal. Anambra. Military comb Onitsha as gunmen abduct naval officer civilians. That's all from Daily Post.
And now we move over to the Nation newspaper. Oshun farmers kidnap. Relatives detained after dropping ransom. Oshun farmers kidnap. Relatives detained after dropping ransom. Catholic priest death. Aggrieved residents burn police station. PDP. APC renew hostility over tribunal judgment. Governor's Kingsmen protest destruction of farmland. Fayose. National Assembly candidates, loyalists, absent at Ekiti PDP presidential rally. APC will win at first ballot, says Kiyamo, while Labour Party didn't field candidates for some positions by Obi's spokesman. Lagos Commissioner of Police to politicians, I won't condone violence. How far can APGA go in next month's presidential race? Lagos to benefit from fecal sludge management. And still on the story is making the headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Federal government not willing to sell public properties, says Sirika. Buhari pledges improved budgetary allocation to science, tech, innovation. Youths will benefit from Tinubu's presidency. NAFDAC warns against substandard cough syrup identified in Uzbekistan. NAFDAC warns against standard cough syrup identified in Uzbekistan. NHGSFP, Buhari approves additional 5 million children. Federal government lauds community health practitioners' efforts to curb quackery. Atiku plans sale of nation's assets to allies, says Tinubu. Governors to engage Central Bank of Nigeria on Naira redesign. Boko Haram sponsors interested in splitting Nigeria, says Buhari. Don't behave like ASU, Ngige tells New Union, Kunua. And still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper. China's population drops by 850,000 in latest survey. We are wrapping up talks on preferred presidential candidates. INEC won't succumb to security threats. Naseni, NMDC, seal path to revamp iron steel sector. Uzodinma, Senator Tinubu rallies Southeast women for APC. Governors meet MFLA on Naira redesign, cash withdrawal limit. 2023, INEC leaving no stone unturned on credible polls. Yakubu. Nigeria to borrow 1.2 trillion naira bonds in Q1 2023. Kwara has tasted freedom, says Tinubu. Adamu Abdul Razak. Kwara has tasted freedom, says Tinubu. Adamu Abdul Razak. Federal government begins cash grants to vulnerable groups in Anambra State. And that's the most you can take from the Nation newspaper this morning.
Moving over to Vanguard newspaper, Access Bank restates presence in Kenya market. Three vessels delight winners of Festival of Joy promo in Port Harcourt. Tinubu now rejected in Southwest. PDP. No cause for alarm over Akeredolu's health. Ondo government. Chatham House. INEC will hold polls despite attacks on facilities. 791 lawsuits. Yakubu. 23.7 trillion naira ways and means. Senate wants details in 3 days. Why Nigeria has continued to fail despite effort. Fayemi Aribushola Ahmed. Clarify your position on Section 134 of Constitution. Abakoba tells INEC boss. Igini invokes Gani Fawiyemi's spirit in letter on credible polls. Couple cry for help as fire burns 13-year-old son in Enugu. Slain lawyer Bolanle Rahim buried in Lagos amid tears. Ex-CJTF coordinator blames France for insecurity in Brunei. Court sentences Lagos vulcanizer to death by hanging for robbing nurse of 57,000 naira. Northern Christian elders raise alarm over worsening insecurity. Uzodinma to Southeast women. Time to take decisions now. Oshodi Apapa gridlock. We've lost control. Liz. Emeka Anyoko. Our father brought us up with strong sense of values. Children. Muslim. Atiku. Dogara. P2B attack APC's same faith tickets afresh. Emilokan. Paperweight too heavy to carry. Pastor Bakari hits back at FFK. Dele Alake. Ex-INEC rec. Igini writes late Gani Fawiyemi on free, fair, credible elections. Unease in Abia PDP over Guba ticket legal tussle. NDDC MD chair ignore Niger Delta rescue movement. Ex-militant restoring Nigeria's hope in across the world. Afrobeat will get bigger as long as it's done properly. King David the Great. Afikpo killings. Statements from suspects didn't indict APC candidate, state chairman, Ebonyi government. 38 days to poll. Joined in 791 lawsuits. INEC expresses satisfaction with preparations. With Omoagege Dafinon as governor, Senator Sapele Port will be revived. Omoagege Ibuya. IWA gives market women cash support in Isabo. Gates Foundation to spend $8.3 billion to fight poverty. Why I masqueraded as police commissioner to defraud businessman of 250 million naira. Suspect. Naseni, NMDC signed MOU to revamp iron steel sector. Group warns against stoppage of scholarship opportunities in amnesty program. That's all from Vanguard newspaper.
And now we move over to the Premium Times.
Scholarship opportunities in amnesty program. That's all from Vanguard newspaper.
And now we move over to the Premium Times. 2023, INEC share at Chatham House explains why Nigerians in diaspora can't vote. Ondo Governor Akeredoro has health challenge. Spokesperson. 2023, INEC chairman at, okay, we've taken this. Reps may shut down chambers again on Thursday. For the record, INEC chairperson Mahmoud Yakubu's speech at Chatham House. Book famine. How policies in Nigeria limit visually impaired persons' access to books. Viral tweets from Prodigy account alleged Babangida's support for P2B. Viral tweets from Prodigy account alleged Babangida's support for P2B. P2B's speech at Chatham House. Why next Nigerian president cannot deliver good governance? Ladipo Ademolekun. Constitution amendment. Buhari's central bank loan. Others top agenda as National Assembly resumes today. EcoBank chairman Nkoshua raised stake in bank to 3.3%. EcoBank chairman Nkoshua raised stake in bank to 3.3%. EcoBank chairman raised stake in bank to 3.3%. COVID-19 victory. Other major events in Nigeria's health sector in 2023. Confusion as CBN Governor Emefiele resumes duty. P2B at Chatham House speaks on IPOB, insecurity, others. Nigeria's inflation falls for first time in 11 months. APC gives EFCC, ICPC 72 hours ultimatum to arrest Atiku. That's the much we can take from the Premium Times this morning.
In Sun newspaper, local government polls deepen democracy. Ibazu, MASSOB to endorse presidential candidates. Others soon. MASSOB SDGs hand over 120 bed modern children hospital to Kaduna. Northern Christian elders fume over attacks. Defamation. Kano slams 20 billion naira suit against Malami. Ohaneze to Southeast governors. Intensify efforts for Nnamdi Kano's release. Diri tasks new NDDC board on impactful regional projects. Why our hospital will be among world's best. Ayade, tertiary institutions workers hail Makinde's leadership style. Reps decry poor state of roads nationwide. NAFDAC laments increase in fruit ripened with calcium carbide in Gombe. Daily Asset holds 6th annual award January 9. Election. FCT police show off force. Patrol Abuja communities. FCT police show off force. Patrol Abuja communities. Election. Police warn politicians thugs against violence. Atiku will sell Nigeria to his shady friends. Tinubu. Enugu PDP Guba candidate sympathizes with shopping plaza fire victims. Nigeria decides 2023. Atiku only presidential candidate prepared to govern. Saraki. Nollywood stars. Others rally grassroots support for Tinubu Sanwo-Olu. And we'll go on this short break. We'll be right back after all these messages. Please do not go anywhere.
Igbo na-ekwu na-asị na a na-ama mma site n'ụlọ wee pụba n'iro. N'eziokwu, ezinụlọ bụ mgbọrọgwụ ji ihe ọbụla a na-eme n'obodo dị iche iche. Ọ bụrụ na ezinụlọ adịghị mma, obodo agaghị adị mma. Mana ezinụlọ dị mma, ihe ga na-agara anyị siriri werere n'obodo anyị dị iche iche. N'ọganihu ezinụlọ, kwa Mọnde ma ọ kụọ 12 noon, Wednesday ma ọ kụọ 1 p.m., Friday ma ọ kụọ 1 p.m. Ị ga-amụta ọtụtụ ihe bụ nke ga-enyere gị aka ka ezinụlọ na obodo anyị na-aga n'iru nke ọma. Jee aka ghọrọ Lady kwa Mọnde, Wednesday ya na Friday na-aga n'iru ezinụlọ. Ọganihu ezinụlọ bụ ọganihu obodo anyị.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebonade 103.5 FM with Martin Ifeanyi to every Monday 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebonade 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/GistFM every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date. Health Plus, my health, your health, our health. Health Plus is a health program that talks about our general health. Join Chiki on Ebonade FM 5 to learn how best to manage your health and to take care of our young and old ones. Join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday by 1 to 2 p.m. on Ebonade FM 103.5 Ogidi, Anambra State.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and write to the Director General, National Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
Welcome back to Ebonade 103.5 FM. Still the newspaper headlines this morning. You can be part of this when you send in your SMS or WhatsApp messages on 0809 666 1035 or streaming us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. You can go to our Facebook page and drop your opinion or views on any of the headlines at Ebonade 103.5 FM. Let's get through with the Sun newspaper this morning. Global White urges INEC to fix pitches at PVC's collection centers. Group demands suspended LP spokesman's sack. Catholic priest bars parishioners from Holy Communion over non-collection of PVCs. Catholic priest bars parishioners from Holy Communion over non-collection of PVCs. CSOs allege plot to sabotage elections. Pope SDP in disarray over adoption of Tinubu. Atiku will sell Nigeria to his shady friends, Tinubu. In tribute, people using religion for political ends, Buhari support Soludo's call for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Ohanaeze will profile Panesha to nation's multidimensional. OYSS, OYSAA orders removal of substandard advert billboards. 2023 constituents bar Falake's fourth term representation at House of Reps. Excuses will not be condoned. Senate tasks INEC on credible elections. Reps task federal government on alternative funding of federal roads. Ondo government have some project prioritization, evaluation, confusion as angry youths set police station ablaze in Niger. Naseni, NMDC signed MOU to revamp iron steel sector. Senate warns executives over passage of 23.7 trillion naira ways and means restructuring. Edo AG Assembly risks contempt trial over local government area administration. APC chieftain. Akeredolu clears air on state of health. Your vision, diligence project. Your vision, diligence projects Nigeria as a great nation. Buhari celebrates miracle. And that's all from all the headlines this morning. Let's get messages from SMS.
Okay, from the SMS portal, we got a message from Honorable Onyedika Osakwe, and it says, abduction and kidnapping of senior security personnel in Nigeria is an indication that the nation has failed in all ramifications. There is nowhere to get it right as everything has gone moribund under the watch of the APC-led government. We are now in comatose. Who will rescue the sinking ship, or who will bail the blind cat? Nigeria, I hail thee. Posterity and prosperity will not forgive and forget the tribulations in which this nation went through in the hands of President Buhari and his cabinet. The nation once a giant, now a paper. That's the so-called diaspora voting is nothing but monumental fraud. INEC has no server or portal that can regulate processes in Nigeria. Then talk more of diaspora. Vietnam Prime Minister resignation is a mark of integrity, sagacity, and magnanimity, where civilization counts Europeans can condescend and sacrifice various spoils in order to ameliorate the plight of the citizens they govern. But in Nigeria, reverse is the case. If you talk, EFCC will be at your door. The nature and attributes of an African man is greed, nepotism, tribalism, and rigid, obsolete tendencies. Festus Kiyamo and co. APC stalwarts, good morning, as this is the time when you are set to save the nation, a pot calling the kettle black. The vulcanizer that backs condemnation by hanging for stealing 67,000 is an aberration. But the former accountant general, the nation, stole 120 billion naira and he is moving around freely. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. He's not moving around freely, but thank you so much for joining us. And then this one is coming from Maazi Izuogu from Awada, and he says, God will definitely rescue this country, for he has started putting stumbling blocks between Atiku and Tinubu attacks. The chosen one is waiting for sure. Both Atiku and Tinubu are ready to sell this country. May God intervene in this coming election and save Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us. That's the two we've gotten so far. Okay, this one is coming from Melvin from Onisha. And he says, okay, good morning, Enyo. Good morning for joining us. Thank you so much. That's the much we have from the SMS portal now.
On our WhatsApp, I have Christian Ufundu Focha. MASSOB is working with Biafran's oppressor. That is why they sneak like this. They are pseudo freedom fighters who had been compromised by the oppressors of the Biafra people. How can a sensible person support his oppressor to continue to oppress him? Biafrans are agitating against the type of treatment being given to them in their country by those in authority. Then out of those calling for their own separate country, a group come out and want to vote their enemies into power in order to continue maltreating them. Is this not pure madness from the group? I am sorry for my Soviets. Nigeria to borrow another huge amount of money when they have not paid for the ones borrowed before, and they are not making any effort on how to pay it. Let me tell all these people that are bragging on the radio and on internet that nobody will rescue Nigeria from the problem they have, because none of them can make magic overnight and pay all the money borrowed by Buhari administration and still be able to offer any good thing for the citizens of this country. The present administration has sold this country without consent of the citizens, both those that dwell in Nigeria and those in Nigeria. Abomination to the highest order. Thank you very much, Mazi, Christian Fondo. Um, this country has not been sold to anybody, and if we have a lot of belief in time, uh, there's a way they will come out with a way to settle the debts.
And Nigeria is not the only country owing.
Owing.
There are other countries, developed countries, owing as well.
Okay. Okay, Chuku from 3-3. Chatham House, I believe in Mr. Pitobi. He handled all the questions by himself. None, no one, none given to people to answer for him. That is why Obi is different. Thank you very much, Okechukwu from 3-3. Engineer Ifeanyi Onwebusi, Jojo Amani from Azobunike. Mr. Pitobi's Chatham House performance was really outstanding and exceptional. He is not in the league of those who go with people who will answer questions for them. Thank you very much. And the Valentine Ekene, there is hidden truth to Buhari government's to that there is hidden truth that Buhari government refuses to tell us about CBN Governor Mr. Mefeli, because DSS engulfed his office days back after Naira redesign, and now he has resumed. What was his crime, if I may ask? I think judiciary is one of arms of government, but today I can see that APC has power than judiciary in Nigeria. A priest that banned parishioners from Holy Communion was what was his fate? Thank you very much, Valentine Ebene. And on our Facebook page, I have also Francis from Amagoze, Enugu State. 2023 general election will hold despite attacks on INEC facilities, says INEC chairman. That's a good one. I really wish to commend INEC for her determination and readiness to conduct the forthcoming general election, regardless of numerous challenges facing her. I am therefore looking forward for a free, a hitch-free polls. May God help us. INEC suffered 50 attacks in 4 years, says spokesman. This is too bad. Why all these attacks for crying out loud? Why? Where are we going from here? Whoever that is perpetrating these acts should desist from it immediately. Thank you very much, Ozo Francis from Amakosa. Dr. Mrs. Nima Onebara from Owerri. Nigerians have mourned for so long. For how long shall we mourn? Now is the time to stop mourning, for the period of mourning is a moment of no creativity, no activity, time for dissipation of energy. This generation can no longer be guilty of quietness, numbness, clear-footedness, self-resignation. Every Nigerian has an input to make in the enhancement of Nigeria. Stop mourning, it shall be well for Nigeria. Thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Sima Onebara. Chinedu Oneka, 2023 election belongs to young people. Yes, I concur, and we are ready to do the needful. Thank you very much.
Okay, we got one message that says, from the SMS portal, and he says it's better if Eastern governors can declare public holidays for PVC collection, as Ohaneze stated. But even at that, Ndi Igbo are adamant of voting. Rather, they prefer grumbling and gossiping, and the winner must have emerged. Even the said governors are busy touring for money in their various political parties. Moreover, it is very important to cast your vote to your own preferred candidate. Paul Reign of Peace from Ozam Amagunze. Thank you so much for joining us. And that's all from the SMS portal.
Daniel from Nanka, this government should congratulate you for making this country proud out there. I also urge UNN to confer professorship to Obi before, and the universities will do so. Obi all the way. Thank you very much. And this is where we wrap it up this morning. Thank you for being part of this program every day. We appreciate you. My name is Diva.
And I'm Martin.
Till tomorrow when we come your way, stay blessed and stay safe.
Yes, BP. Okay, ezigbo tesara obodo na-achị and they want ife nwere ike ịkọ n'ebe ọ na-adị nwanne tune into the station 102.5 FM maka na ọnya bụ ebe ọ na-adị ezigbo tesara obodo na-achị and they want ife nwere ike ịkọ n'ebe ọ na-adị nwanne tune into the station 103.5 FM maka na ọnya bụ ebe ọ na-adị anyị na-ebele that watch like nobody does. Put them in one minute, tear your doors. I don't want to sport. And you can look at the snowboard. You tell any business, and you go see.